Okay guys, so I make sure this board is fully charged, light green on the charger, and a few things that I added since the last video I made. I got a handle. I did try to put the lights on this board, but I have some issues with the screw. They weren't long enough. You can see this board is on risers, and because it has big wheels, yeah, I need those risers. I'm not gonna remove the risers to put the lights because I might get wheel bites. So yeah, till I get some longer screws, I'm not gonna be able to mount the lights. Okay, the way I'm gonna do this test range is a little bit different from the way that companies tend to do test range. So first, companies tend to get a rider that is 75 kilograms. That's pretty standard for test ranges. Unless I cut my leg, I'm never gonna get to 75 kilograms. I'm somewhere around 92 and a half with the helmet. That should be 93 to be precise. This influences very, very strongly on the range you're gonna get in your board. So I'm heavier, I'm gonna get a lot less range. Also, companies tend to do the test range with stock wheels. So that means 90 millimeter wheels that give you better range because this board comes with a 105, and they're kind of like promoting the fact that it's kind of like really good waterproofing with hydrophobic wheels. Well, why not doing it with these wheels, which is the wheels that I like to use. That also gonna give me a lot less range than if I use the much smaller 95 millimeter wheels. Now, another thing that is also quite important is that test range are usually do on second gear. And yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It's just way too boring. I'm way too heavy for that. Second gear is gonna be too slow for me. It's gonna bore the heck out of me, so not a chance. I'm gonna go on 4th gear, but I'm not gonna ride super strong. The idea here is to give you like a real life situation. I'm gonna use it to commute, and I'm not gonna do the test range in one go. I'm just gonna use it to commute, to go to work, buy groceries, maybe I'll go to the office and come back to my home, go for a ride if I feel like it. And after they have no more battery, I will see how many kilometers I got out of that. So currently it's at 28.5 kilometers on the odometer. Today I'm gonna do the first ride. Okay, let's go. So as I mentioned on the previous video, this is one of the long range boards that is the easiest to carry around. It's just, look at this, it's just very easy to hold it because the weight of the board is so well balanced. And also the tracks are so big that you can carry it from the front tracks. And these particular motors, these belt drive motors, are one of the softest, similar to the one on the Wago 3, that is just, you can even push kick on this board. It's just so smooth. Now, the handle makes it even easier, but it's a bit of an overkill because holding it from the tracks is fine, and when I put the handle on the front, now the bash guard, it becomes useless because now the handle is gonna hit first. But yeah, it is actually really nice to carry this board, very easy, very lightweight, anybody can do it. Yeah, I like that. So this is one of the ways that I commute with my board. I go to a coffee shop, I have a drink, later I go to the shopping mall, I go to office, and this is a good way to test the range. Now, something very important that I need to remark here is that in the city where I live, in Xiamen, there are a lot of hills. So there are like up hills and down hills. So this helps regenerative braking. What that means, when like you're going downhill and you hit the brakes, you're kind of charging the battery, but the kind of battery that you consume going up that hill is a lot more than the one that you recharge back going downhill. So that also affects the range, and I thought that it would be important for me to mention that since, yeah, this is like a volcanic island. There are a lot of mountains here.
I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, and turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, turn around now. I just wanna have fun, turn around now. I just wanna turn dance.
Okay, so some of you guys asked me about the flexibility on this board, and it's not as bouncy as some of the previous Maxfind board. You can actually take a look right now. I stand with a more narrow stance and bouncing as hard as I can. I'm almost 100 kilograms, so yeah, this is as much as is flex. And I consider that to be the right amount of flex because it's not too bouncy. If I stand a little bit with a wider stance, well, it's phenomenal. One of the reasons I do this test range into multiple days is because the battery is very big and I'm not sure if I can empty it in a whole single ride. So I prefer to break it into different rides. But another reason is the city where I live is always raining. It's like a semi-tropical weather, and yeah, it's raining now after just a few kilometers, so we are heading back home. So I'm on my fourth day of commuting exclusively with the Maxfind MAX 6. I just finished my lunch. I came to the train station to buy some tickets because I'm going to Hong Kong. From Hong Kong, I'm going to Spain finally to visit my family. It's been a long time. So far, I got 22 kilometers on the Maxfind MAX 6. And that is pretty good. I still have 2 bars. Honestly, I don't think it's going to go much farther. So if I manage to get somewhere around half the estimated range on the website, it's going to be a win. That's because I'm very heavy. There are hills. I ride very fast. Generally speaking, these test range are made in a very different way from what I'm doing. But what is really shocking is that I commute 4 days on this board. So on the first day it was rainy, and the follow-up day was very cold. Very rarely, because it's not supposed to be cold. We're in summer now. And on the third day, the weather was a little bit better, and now it's kind of sunny. But it's not really that hot. It's like about 26 degrees Celsius. So, yeah, I guess this is going to be the final round. I don't think this battery is going to hold too much in the last 2 bars. So, yeah, let's see how far I can go. So I'm down to 1 bar. The remote is vibrating every now and then, saying me that I'm on low voltage. Surprisingly, so I don't have battery sag. I can still go. It still accelerates really good. And that's probably due to the 21,700 batteries on this board. So they're not just bigger, more batteries, they're just better batteries. I think I'm coming down to an end very soon. Even so, it's surprising that I can accelerate that fast with only 1 bar. But yeah, this is gonna be it, the last ride. Maybe I can make it back home, I'm not sure. Okay, now I do have some battery sagging. I don't think there's gonna be much more left on this battery, but I'm almost back home, which is good news. I think I'm gonna make it. So there is a lot of battery sagging now. It's not accelerating like it used to, but it's still going. And I think I'm gonna make it back home. That's the most important because I don't wanna be jumping on a taxi. Okay, I make it back home. And that is very impressive because I still have battery. But the battery is like, it's really, really slowing down this ball. So I see if I can do a couple of laps in my neighborhood and see what happens with that. Okay guys, so I managed to finish the range test. It took me 4 days. I went through some different weathers, all kinds of commuting. There were some hills, there were some other commutes where it was flat or very short or very long. But yeah, 4 days, that's pretty good considering that I only committed to the Maxfind MAX 6 for any commuting at all. So I didn't drive my car, I didn't touch any of my many e-bikes, and I didn't ride any other electric skateboard. So for an accomplished. I got 28 kilometers, so I started with 28 and a half. I finished with a little bit over 56. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's not the advertised 50 kilometers range that they claim in their website, but you know, like I said at the beginning, that's the kind of test range that they do with a 75 kilogram rider on totally flat roads, no hills whatsoever, and relatively good weather condition. The weather condition here was also pretty good, so that was not an influence. But yeah, I am very heavy, I ride very aggressive, there are hills, and I have big wheels. So even with all those things against me, I still managed to get pretty good range, 28 kilometers. So there you have it. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios, amigos!